So when the trailer for Mickey 17 came out, a lot of people were surprised at the voice tone that you chose because it's almost the opposite of what we saw in the Batman. So just wondering how you managed to set that voice tone and also the tone of your performance. And the second question is, you played two roles, Mickey 17 and 18, and until 17, Mickey's personality doesn't go through a lot of changes, but for 18, he's quite different. Curious why and where that difference comes from, and also your strategy in terms of differentiating the two roles.
I think the voice, it kind of came from, like, I think everything, whenever I'm approaching any of these things, it starts from a sort of logical place. And there were some characters I thought made sense, that those, we talked about this TV show Jackass, which I was obsessed with growing up, and there was something I liked about the relationship between these two characters, like Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville, and like Steve-O was this guy who would constantly be hurting himself all the time and be really enthusiastic about doing it, and it didn't really make any sense, and it's kind of, it just popped into my head one day, and I was kind of trying to do his voice, and then it sort of morphed into this other thing. But then, I think the thing with Mickey 17 as a character, he's extreme. I think he's extremely. He seems sort of quite pathetic and passive, but I think in my mind he was always like very, very scared of allowing himself to sort of truly admit that because if you feel like you're a total loser, you can kind of just drift along and hopefully nothing worse will happen to you, but you don't really want to look directly in the mirror and realize how much you've kind of hurt yourself and wasted your life in a lot of ways. And so he's kind of paused in his development. And then when 18 comes along, 18 is a misprint. Like he hasn't got part of his brain or something, and so it's kind of an identical twin, but somehow they have. It's like I kind of interpreted it as 18 is 17's kind of id. And it's your id, your subconscious looking at you and saying like, "Why are you so pathetic?" It's its id, personified, and it's come out of him. And instead of it just being in your head tormenting you, he actually like hits him and beats him up and stuff, and forces 17 to recognize that he can be more than he thinks he is. It's a kind of it's a sort of a very rough older brother relationship, but caring at the end of things.
영화를 두 편 찍는 느낌이셨을 것 같은데 작품을 통해서 직접 그 연기를 만나보도록 하겠습니다.